Hey everybody, it's Jen from Jen Plans, and I have something that is 6 months old that I meant to dig out, and I meant to dig out, and I meant to dig out, and life just got the best of me, and I was having a very hard time balancing things in my life. So I've set it aside, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna wait until I feel like I'm ready to dive in, especially for something like the Cultivate What Matters PowerSheets, because if you're familiar with Cultivate What Matters, they really force you in a good way to look like inside and pull out the things that are important to you. And so that's different than just like, oh, put my to-do list down, or oh, I need to, write the dentist appointment in the calendar. This is like a totally different kind of project. So I held off because I wasn't in a headspace to really go there. And I've used the PowerSheets in the past and I really love them. And so I was contacted by their team and they asked if they could send these out. And I was really excited. So I feel like I'm finally at a point where I'm like mentally ready to like jump in and do this. So I wanted to share it with you because you'll be seeing more of it in my feed. And so I wanted to kind of give you the intro to what this is first. The first thing you notice when you open any Cultivate What Matters box is that the colors are so bright and fun. It just makes you want to jump in right away. And one of my favorite things about this company is that they put everywhere, I don't know if you can see it, all those things you've always wanted to do, you should go do them. I feel like sometimes in the planner world, maybe you're gonna know what I'm saying and maybe this is not relatable, but for me it's very relatable. I feel like we have like great ideas and we make a lot of plans. Maybe this is just me being like a 5 on the Enneagram. But I like plan a lot of things and then I do like about 27% of them or less. Not because I can't do them. I like most of us, I struggle with balance and actually getting out there and doing things. So anyway, I want to walk you through this package because I'm so excited. The best things in life are cultivated little by little. This is so easy to say. It takes intention to sit down and actually start doing things little by little because you have to change the little teeny tiny decisions every day that you make because that's where the change happens. You change the little things that you do every day and then they add up to big changes and they just kind of shift your trajectory to go in the direction that you're going. And that of course is for anything. It's for planning, it's for goals, it's for health stuff, it could be for finances, really for anything. You have to make those teeny tiny little changes and then they just take you in a new direction and you don't even feel like you're going in that direction because the changes sometimes are so small in your day-to-day. Anyway, so that was my motivational talk for the day. You can tell I've been thinking a lot about this. I love that they sent the Papermate flares. I feel like if I was a teacher, I would use, like Papermate flares would be all that I would use. I love Papermate flares and this is a great set. So I'm excited to use these in the PowerSheets. I love if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I love my blue Pilot G2 pen for my planner, but I love using colorful markers in like notebooks and worksheets and workbooks and things like that. Goal setting sticker book. I don't know how any planner could not love one of these. It has a nice elastic on the bottom and I'll just take you through these really quickly. I love the different color schemes. These to me are like a combination of calming and really fun. Like they're not like full-blown colorful rainbow, but they're fun. So some flags, some dots, some hearts. And I love too, they kind of give you a little guide at the top. Use these hearts to mark your favorite goals for the month, relationship action items, or important dates in your planner. And these are so cute and little tiny. Starting step, because that's the hardest part, the starting step. Bill due, appointment, meeting, and then these teeny tiny little clocks. Use these stickers to mark your starting steps and other important items in your PowerSheets or planner. And then kind of some productivity stickers. Look how cute these are. Look at this. I need like 1 million of these. Put the phone down. Really, the idea behind all of these is to get you to focus on things that are important to you and not just be like mindless head in your phone all the time, which I know that I am certainly guilty of. I'm not saying anybody else is guilty of it, but I know that I am. And unfortunately, you lose track of time when you're doing things that are mindless, and then you don't really get to the things that are really important to you. So I love that this forces you to think about those things. Prioritize. I love this. We are more likely to take action on our goals if we focus on just a few top priorities instead of everything all at once. Mark your priorities, what you love, and what you're grateful for. Cultivating gratitude gives us momentum to keep going. So true. Celebrating progress. I love that. And just some sweet little icons and stuff. There are a lot of stickers in here. Slight metallic touches too. Really, really cute. Oh, wellness. I need to get better at that. Maybe I can put that in my book. These are so cute. These are so sweet. So this is the sticker book. And then there's a little pouch that you can wrap around your PowerSheets or your planner. It says make it happen. I would say material is like a, kind of like a vinyl, like you can wipe it off. And then the inside is really sweet. It's lined, so I don't know if this is like moisture. I wouldn't say waterproof, but I would say wipeable. Maybe it is waterproof, but I'm not sure that it is. But it's at the very least wipeable, so you can wipe it off. But all of the stuff, I love this, all the stuff fits inside. So you can keep the sticker book inside, and then of course, pens, markers, plus, I mean, there is a ton of room in there, so anything else you want to keep in there too will fit. And then here are the PowerSheets. This is for 2019. Like I said, right now it's June. It took me a long time to get in the right headspace to dive into something like this, because like I said, this is not like a write your to-do list, like, you know, put your thing in the calendar. This is really, I'll show you, actually, let's just dive in. Here we go. You open the first page, it's a very flexible book. You know, all those things you've always wanted to do, you should go do them. I feel like I need to write that everywhere in my life. It seems so overwhelming when you're thinking about it, and then you actually start doing stuff, and it's like not that bad. I'm ready, it's June, but I'm ready to do this. I'm ready for 2019. Okay, 2019, let's do this. Yes, please, I need to do this. 5 easy steps to get started on your PowerSheet. So I would recommend reading this before you start, because in my experience, it really helps kind of get your mind focused. Get to know your PowerSheets, flip through and get to know the pages where your goals will come to life over the next 12 months. Write your name on page 5, join the PowerSheets community. They have a great community, and you can search their tags on Instagram for a ton of ideas. There are a ton of people who are using PowerSheets, and they all have wonderful ideas. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see everything just a little bit better. So you have one large sticker sheet, and then of course the ones in the booklet. Ideas, I love that they give you some examples. Get to know me. I love stuff like this. Like I said, I'm a 5 on the Enneagram, I'm a C on the DISC profile. I love getting in touch with myself because it helps me figure out what motivates me and what is unmotivating to me, and kind of how I work best, and what I like and what I don't like. And it helps me be a better wife and friend and parent and daughter and sister. I feel like when I know myself and I know my limits, I enjoy filling things out that are like this. So getting to know me, break your identity box, who I really am. And so it just, I'm not gonna read every single box everywhere, but it really makes you sit and think about things that are important to you and things that are not important to you, and where are you spending your time? Where do you need to be spending your time so that your life is more fulfilling? How are you? So this is kind of an evaluation of how things are in your life. Health, friends, significant other, family, finances, spiritual and personal growth, work, and recreation. Letting go, meet your fears, good things, challenges. This would also be really great to do with your kids. I know they make some of these like specifically more geared toward children, but could you imagine if we taught our children like how to actually process all of their thoughts and feelings? I mean, like, I know a lot of us try to do that as parents, but to actually sit down and say, let's talk about how you're feeling, and let's talk about what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad, and, you know, if you're struggling with something, how we can work on it. Everybody needs that, not just kids. Obviously, adults too, because this exists. We all struggle with it. The big picture, and then you get into, so that's kind of like the precursor to the rest of PowerSheets. And then you go through and you talk about what you want your year to be like, and you pick a word for the year, and you kind of decide how you're going to incorporate the word into your decisions. So then we get into goals. And so it's not just like write down your goal. It kind of helps you form the goals that you want. And so you put your ideas on the paper, which for people who love to write is great. And then you kind of start to break it down a little bit. What's the big picture goal? Why am I doing it? How will I feel at the end when I accomplish it? And you start to really work on an action plan. And so, like I said, I'm not going to read through everything, but I'll kind of show you highlights. The one thing that I really, really love is this, the how. What does progress look like? Because I feel like that's where most people miss the mark, is they get their goal and they're really excited about it, and then they close their book, and then like a couple months later they're like, oh yeah, was something that I wanted to do. So you have to dig in and think like, okay, if I really, like for me right now, I've not been great about meal planning, and I know it seems like a really small thing. I'll use it as an example. The big picture impact on my family is that we're not eating as healthy as we should be. We're probably spending a little bit more running out like, oh, I didn't plan dinner, so now I need to go out and buy this. I could be a little bit more strategic. I know how to do it. I just haven't been intentional about it. So starting steps isn't like meal plan better. It's like number one, like on a Sunday, take an inventory of everything that's in the pantry and the fridge. And then number two, think about what you already have that you can use for meals. Number three, start planning the meals. Number four, make your list. So things that are like that, and I know breaking them down, like most people know how to do this stuff, but it's actually writing it down and making yourself do something different when you start to see the change. So this really, all that to say, this really lays out kind of how you're gonna make those changes. And so it's several pages of how you're going to do this. So a lot of implementation. And then we get into January. So each of these tabs are months and just seasons in general. So like, you have January, February, and then you go into spring. So it looks at the year really in quarters. So what's stressing me out? Fears that I have. I'm hopeful that, like I said, this is not like a planner. This is just really, I love that they call it PowerSheets because it's really a bunch of worksheets. Make what matters happen this month, list of action items that you need, and then review, like what are things, everybody that's running, like people that are running successful businesses, for example, like you look back and you think like, okay, what worked really well? What didn't work well? Most of us do this in our job. What worked really well? What didn't work really well? And what do we need to change going forward? Same idea, just applying to your, to your personal life. So that's January, February, and March. I'll have the same. And then we get to spring and there's like a little bit of an overview, the clear the clutter checklist, which is really cool. Another kind of checkpoint for how things are going. And then to kind of go back to your goals and see, like maybe you decided your goals are different than what you thought they were in the very beginning. Maybe they're the same. Maybe you have new goals. Maybe you've made progress. Maybe they've morphed a little bit. And then you go through April, May, June, and then you kind of have the same check-in for summer. A tradition to start. Who are we going to start it with? What are some ideas that we can do? And then another checkpoint to see how we're doing. And then another goal refresh. So it really helps to keep you focused on what you need to do to get your goals accomplished. And then, of course, August, September, fall, savoring cultivates contentment. What I want to savor this season. Fall is my favorite season. I love fall. I live for fall. Like, I know fall doesn't start September 1st, but for me in my brain, it starts September 1st is fall for me. And then it lasts like all the way through the winter holiday season. It's just my most favorite. I feel like I'm more calm in the fall. I know that you should savor things year round, but for some reason fall has that special place for me. So I love that they talk about savoring things. And then again, very similar sheets, tending list, and as you go through the year, you kind of drill down to more specific action items. So the beginning of the year is kind of getting you going. And by the end of the year, you really should be refining and reflecting on what you've been doing November. And then of course you get all the way to December, and that is the end of the PowerSheets. And then at the end, you get to celebrate highlights from each month. So I would probably go through and fill this out at the end of each month. I feel like I'll forget, like, oh, what was my highlight from July? I don't know. But I would love to go fill these out each month they're happening, just to kind of remember the things that you did that brought you closer to your goal, to celebrate the progress. Because when you're in the moment, it's hard to see the steps that you've taken. But when you look back, if you've been taking those small steps, you accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So I'm really excited to start using this. Like I said, this is not brand new. I've been sitting on this for a little bit too long. Not my finest moment, but I'm excited to start, and I'll be sharing more. So anyway, like I said, I wanted to share with you here because I'm going to be sharing more in other places, and I just wanted to do a walk through this so that you could see what the inside looks like. So if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll answer them the best I can, and I can't wait to share when I start really using it. So thanks so much for watching. And I will also link the company website so you can see. They might not have all of the 2019 PowerSheets up, but they do have a lot of other things up there, including, I think they might do the sections throughout the year. So I will link everything in the description, and I hope you enjoy going along for the ride. Do you guys use these? Anybody watching use them? I would love to hear what you like best about them in the comments. So go ahead and drop a comment, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.